got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberate. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face.
Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza.
We this one majesties.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday. That's right. We got stuff to talk about. I just saw a comment go by, and they said, I guess things got worse after Alex Jones left Timcast. I don't know anything about that. But I'll have to look into that. If somebody's got a clip, I'd love to see it. But either way, hope you're all doing well. Good to see you. We got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to catch up on. We got Marmillan with a pre-stream grift tax. As always, thank you, Marmillan. Hail to you. Timothy Finch says, Cuba saw what's happening to Iran and said, I quit. You know, it's very interesting that we now have negotiations have started officially with Cuba and President Trump. And like I said, well, first of all, I mean, you've got idiots like this who says, and just like that, Jeremy is now pro-war. Spoken like someone that pays no attention to anything I say. And these are stupid people right here. This is a retard that has not listened to anything I've actually said, but falls for the sarcastic remarks. Because if you've actually listened to what I've said point blank, like on the surface, I'm not happy with us being in Iran. I don't love it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of war. I don't like it at all. However, unlike retards like that person and others, I do acknowledge that, shockingly enough, I know I have a YouTube channel and a Twitter account, but shockingly enough, I don't pretend that I know every single thing about every single thing. I know that's the requirement when you have a YouTube channel and a Twitter account, that if you are automatically an expert on everything. But for me, I'm not an expert. I wish I was an expert like everyone else on geopolitics and everything that's going on. But as I've said, on the surface, not happy about the Iran war. However, President Trump, I do trust. And the more you look at what's going on, look at who Trump is involved with right now. Venezuela, Iran, Cuba. What do these three places have in common? Anybody? Anybody? What do these three places have in common? These are the same people that say Trump needs to do something about China. Trump needs to do something about China. Well, he is doing something about China, you fucking retards, but you're too emotional to understand that that's what Trump is doing. Good Lord, man. People are fucking stupid on the internet. But either way, thank you for letting us know that you don't pay attention to anything I say. However, sarcastically, yes, I will absolutely respond and tell you I support everything that Trump is doing, because I like upsetting retards. Pre-Dawn Corp says, damn it, Jeremy, play the Keno clip or clips, please. it's not relevant to the show, Pre-Dawn Corpse. Like, if I have it, like, I've got to clip out what PPP said in the moment, but just playing it randomly, it's not relevant. And I'm not trying to get into this drama bullshit with the quartering. So that's not relevant to the show, brother. However, if there's something that comes up where I can clip out where PPP says that in general about he's fat, he's gay, he's bald, then I can use that in reference to the show. But I'm not going to make this like a drama show for like YouTubers and shit. That's just not what I'm interested in. Little Jim Taylor says 52nd state of Cuba will be ours. Sounds like it. Cole Hauser says, what's up, Jeremy? Hope you're well, my brother. Loving Florida. Praise Ara. Check your DMs. Will do, man. Will do. All the Mo Kisses says, and look, he started early. That's right. Pre-Dawn, I saw Pre-Dawn Corp say, no worries, Jeremy. No worries, man. It's all good. I saw, I watched Casino the other night, and I saw Pre-Dawn was there. He's always in the chat. Always in the chat, and they're always referencing him. It's great. Mando Unchained says, Cuba. Yeah, so I need to look up this Cuba thing right now. Let's see. Okay, so Cuba, because here's the latest we have right now, and all I can tell you is like right here. Okay, the dictator of Cuba just announced that the USA and Cuba have begun formal negotiations. In about a month, Cuba will no longer be ruled by the dictator currently in charge. Again, that's assuming that this goes and plays out. But yes, we do have this going on right now where this has started. So again, Trump, this is not about one thing or the other. And that's why I said that, you know, you're actually required to do a little bit of research. You're actually required to actually understand a lot of what's going on instead of just having a beta male emotional reaction because Trump has decided to go after Iran and all of these fucking losers are crying like women. And it's like, do you think that there might be more going on than at what's at the surface? Like, has Trump not shown you that he's always operating 2 and 3 steps ahead? Like, have you not learned that at this point in time? Again, it's okay to say you don't want war. I don't want war. Okay. I'm sure the Trump administration didn't want this. However, for the greater good and for the long-term benefit of this country, Trump is literally reshaping the entire landscape right now. And a lot of people are too stupid to realize that. Hemorrhoid Hurt says 4 a.m. Mage, and I answered your call. Also, I had to pee. Cole Hell says, when Trump comes into Canada and makes you governor, it's McDouble says, people are just stupid tax. Unfortunately true. Captain JPS says, bring China back to the dead tax. So we've got this. Guess who did an interview with President Trump? Jake Paul. That's right. We're going to watch it. I have not watched this interview. Okay. I have not watched this at all. However, we're going to check this out right now. Jake Paul interviewing President Trump. 27 minutes interview. Let's roll.
Mr. President, what an honor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for sitting down with me today. I think we'll get into some personal stuff, some fun stuff. And yeah, it's an honor. We're here at a factory doing a rally. It's my first rally, and it's actually my first show on this podcast. So you're going to be my first and last
that's
guest.
good. Well, we're going to have to get good ratings.
We got to get some good ratings.
Better.
Good ratings.
You were flying in on Air Force One.
Right.
Is it true that you watched the Joshua fight on Air Force One?
I watched it. I watched you, and I thought you were very brave. He's a pretty big guy. You know, he's good. And he's legit. Look, he's a legitimate fighter. And I thought you were great. You did yourself no harm.
No.
Other than your chin, maybe.
Other than the jaw, which is healing. How big is the TV on Air Force One? That was
good. It's good. It's good. The best you can have, I tell you. You know, they view it as cost is no object, right? But it was good. I got to see that. I really watched it. We had a whole plane full of people watching you. And you know, if size mattered,
yeah.
Then I said he's going to be in trouble. And they say it matters.
I got into the ring with him, and I realized he was much bigger than I thought.
You didn't see that like at a weigh-in?
No, not at the weigh-in, not at the press conference. And then I got in the ring. I just saw his size. And I was just like,
I've said many times, I'm not a fan of either one of the Paul brothers. However, I do think Jake Paul is the better of the two. That's not saying a whole lot. But I will say that I probably like Jake significantly more than Logan. Not saying a lot because I think I have such a low opinion of Logan Paul. I don't even know how to completely explain how low my opinion of Logan Paul is as a human being. But my opinion of Jake is not that much better, but it is better compared to how less I think of Logan.
okay, this is going to be a tough night.
So who do you fight next?
It's a good question. I think Francis
Would you
Ngannou-
ever fight him again? No.
No, I don't think so. I think I need to go stay at my weight class.
I think so, right?
Maybe doing some MMA. We're promoting fights now on Netflix. We got Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Maybe Usyk in MMA. Francis Ngannou, Ryan Garcia, maybe Tommy Fury. There's a lot of. Who would you want to see me fight?
Well, I probably Khabib. How about Khabib?
I'm down.
You know, I think he's been just great. When they say who is the best of those, I mean, I've had a lot of fights. I've had Mike Tyson and a lot of them. That was great.
Have you ever been in a fight? I heard a rumor about you like helping Kobe one time at a game. Is that a true story?
Time ago, right? That was.
Is this a true story?
Well, it wasn't a fight. I was breaking up a fight.
Okay.
Which sometimes is more dangerous than being in a fight, right? But no, I like Kobe. Kobe was having a hard time with somebody, and it worked out fine. But I broke it up. Probably not a smart thing to do. Historically, it's never good to break up fights.
Yeah, I try to de-escalate.
So Trump broke up a fight with Kobe Bryant? What? That's how have I never known this? That's kind of crazy. I've never heard of this, not even aware of this.
Situation.
Another war avoided.
A lot. But you're going to be at UFC 250?
I will be. It's going to be amazing at the White House. And Dana's a great guy. He's a good fan of yours, you know.
Yes.
But Dana's a good guy, the best. I mean, there's nobody like him. And he had the idea of staging it.
So we are we're 3 minutes into this interview. Judging on the fact that Trump gave his endorsement to Jake Paul at the rally, and 3 minutes into this, it's very clear to me that Trump has no idea who Jake Paul is. He knows that Jake Paul is internet famous, and he knows that he's a fighter. So essentially, Trump knows Jake Paul as a good businessman and a fighter. That's what Trump knows of Jake Paul.
Right at the front door of the White House. We'll be right in the front door of the White House. And he's got a tremendous card. I don't even know if it's filled out, but I just saw it, and it looks like it's going to be, you know, all top guys. They all want to fight at the White House. So it's going to be in honor of the 250th year. So it'll be great.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
Trump was on Logan's podcast, Genius. Yeah, I know, dumb fuck. I reacted to it on this channel. Anything else? Any other breaking news that you want to drop here? Like, what are you talking about? I reacted to it on this channel, you stupid ass. How dumb are people?
Sean O'Malley, he's the homie.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great fighter. And that's what I wanted to ask. So you went from boxing promotion, apprentice, TV shows, and then eventually, you know, obviously real estate, and then eventually was like, okay, I'm going to go into politics. How did that transition happen?
So he definitely knows who Jake Paul is. Okay, my God, the autism is off the fucking charts with these people, okay? The autism is off the charts. I have been on Piers Morgan's show twice. I have memed on the fact that Piers Morgan has no idea who I am. Okay? Let me break it down for your autistic, stupid ass. It's called sarcasm. Okay? Like, I'm being funny. The same when I say Alex Jones has no idea who I am. We've texted together, but I do believe Alex doesn't really know who I am. He may know of me in passing. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. Okay? It's called a joke. You stupid fuck.
And because like I see myself wanting to get more into this world. I believe it's the biggest way to create impact and change
Would
in
you
America.
ever run for office?
I think so. That's what I'm asking for some advice. Like, how did you make that transition, and was it hard?
So, yeah, I don't know. I had to do it. You know, it's hard. A lot of people talk about it. You had to do it. And I had one shot left because you get to a certain age, you have a few years left. You got about 40 years to make the decision. But I had one shot. You know, the timing was good. But if I waited longer, it wouldn't have been good because of the clock, you know, the famous clock.
Yeah.
Father Time.
Yeah.
And so I had to make a decision. Do I do it? And I made it, but I was thinking about it for years. I used to talk about it because I was well known. I was very well known. I was successful, did well, loved real estate. Then we had The Apprentice. Mark Burnett was great. And we did, you know, I did lots of #1 bestsellers. My books were all bestsellers. And I see we have magazines. I was on this magazine so much. I'm looking at that picture. What are you doing to me? Show me that picture.
This is the coolest magazine cover of all time.
Yeah, well, it's like.
Was it like hot on your ear? Could you feel the bullet?
You had that throbbing feeling. You know?
So far, kind of a boring interview. I was expecting a little more. We'll see. We'll see if Jake gets the ball rolling. I don't know if he's nervous. He is sitting with Trump, but so far, not a whole lot of, you know, depth to this one so far.
You knew there was something. It was a bloody mess. What happens is, well, you know this better than anybody. The ear bleeds more because I said, why is there so much blood? And the ear's a big bleeder having to do with cartilage. I didn't want to go into it too much, but it was bloody as hell. So when I checked, I put my hand up. I said, you know, I brought it down and it was loaded up. So I said, that's either the biggest mosquito bite in history or I just got shot. And that was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, my like adrenaline was pumping. I'm sure your adrenaline was pumping. Like when my jaw was broken, I just couldn't really feel it.
Oh, so you knew that you had a broke and you
No, my brother told me. I was talking to him and my teeth were like in the center of my mouth. And he was like, yo, I think your jaw is broken. And then I like grabbed it.
But when he was hitting you, you didn't feel that.
It was the last punch.
It was the last punch?
Yeah, the very last punch of the fight that did it. So that's when I like went to the floor and was like, whoa.
Was that hard to recover from?
Yeah, it's still healing.
It's still healing.
Yeah, I'm not able to fight till later this year.
Will that heal perfectly though? Eventually,
hopefully.
It won't have lasting impact, right? I hope.
No, I think it'll be able to grow back stronger. Hopefully, so.
It's amazing because you know I've known a lot about fights. I've hosted a lot of fights over the years, and it was amazing when you started doing this. I said, it's not possible I call it a civilian, for a civilian to beat a professional boxer. Because I've seen, even if they were much older, because, you know, they've been the best fighters and all. And at first I said, well, is this really happening? Because, you know, you were beating guys, UFC guys who weren't retired that long.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think it was possible. And then I realized, you know, you really are the real deal. The one problem is this last guy was so big and talented. Didn't he win the Olympics too? On top of
gold medalist.
He didn't need this.
No, I know. People said I was crazy. Would
you have done it again knowing how it worked out?
Yeah, I don't have any regrets on it. And I love a challenge, and it motivated me to get better. And the experience of being in the ring with someone that good and someone that big, I think moving forward, the next people I fight, it's going to be like a lot easier actually. So I think it was good experience, but I think that's defying the odds, which is like what you've done as well. When everyone says you can't do it, do you have advice for younger people for going against the tide, going against the wind, and just?
Well, the biggest victories are when you go against the wind.
Yeah.
Right. Go against what everyone thinks like can't be.
Have I heard about Jake Lang? No. What happened with Jake Lang? I mean, I know the dude is out there, so, but I haven't heard anything else of what's going on. I don't keep up with the guy, so, tell me what's going on with him.
Those are the biggest victories. they're usually the most lucrative too, even in business. When you hit it, it's a bigger hit. But like, I just said, I'm going to do it. I was thinking about it for so long. And sometimes people would say, like, you ought to do it or don't talk about it. My wife actually said, do it or don't talk about it. I'd watch these guys and like at debates, I say, I could kill him. I mean, that guy's nothing like you. That guy's nothing.
Yeah.
And I said, I could, there's no way he could beat me in a debate. And she said, all right, so do it or don't do it, but don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I actually said, I wasn't sure if I liked that too much, but she would actually say, our first lady is now a movie star. Okay.
So who was caught texting an underage person? Is that right? Is that what we're talking about? Jake Lang. I will say this. This is the difference between Trump and every other president. Like, as much as there's not a lot of substance to this interview yet, and there might be, nobody else does this. This is just a kind of a laid back, kind of shooting the shit conversation that other people in his position would never do. So I'll give Jake Paul credit for that.
So on top of everything else, she's now first lady at a movie star. A movie is the #1 movie. Can you believe it? But she'd say, do it or don't do it. It's okay, but don't talk about it. And if you do it, you're going to win. You know that, don't you? I said, no. If you do it, you're going to win, but do it or don't do it. It's okay. Either way is okay.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. And like you said, you have that little bug, and it is a bug, being a politician, it is a bug. I think there was nothing like in history when I won the first time. It's that was the most unbelievable thing. And then coming back,
Lore Master made a video about me. Why would Lore Master make a video about me? I haven't talked to Lore Master in years. Why the hell would he make a video about me? Is it good or bad?
Some people would say it was bigger than the first time. I got cheated, and the second, I did great. It's like somebody cheating in a fight, and it's coming out. All that stuff is coming out now. But in a way, it made the second victory bigger, much bigger. And it was just, it's a great feeling. Winning is a good thing, winning, and whether it's in politics, whether it's in fighting, winning is amazing.
Yep.
There's no feeling like winning. Yep. And most people don't think they can win. Most people, I actually think some people don't want to win. You understand that?
Yeah, they want to be victimized and feel bad for themselves.
This weird thing going on.
I would rather lose. That was what I was saying with Joshua. Is I'd rather lose and get embarrassed, but the chance of me winning, it could be the greatest upset.
Yeah, but you weren't embarrassed because, first of all, he was so much bigger. Yeah. Look, one thing I've seen in fighting, if somebody's like 4 pounds heavier, it's a different weight class.
Yeah,
and it's hard to beat somebody that's.
Would I support a Jake Paul presidency? I don't see any scenario where I could. But I guess crazier things have happened. But based on what I know right now, no. Ministry of Ron Thanks says the Midwest wind has been insane today. Dust storms and debris flying all along the highways, cars swerving, power lines down, trampolines in the streets, all before 11 a.m. on a sunny day with no storm. Damn. Midwest is get some crazy storms, man. Be safe. Mar Millen says, wait, Donald J. Trump knows the Paul brothers. Apparently he's great friends with them. And he knows everything. He knows all about, all the crazy stuff that Jake Paul has done. He's clearly aware of the Forrest video of Logan Paul's. He knows every detail. Apparently. Jimbo199 says, I understand what you mean, Jeremy. Every Tuesday night's main event becomes clear. You guys don't really know who X-Wing is. If a homeless guy showed up instead, I don't know if y'all would notice. So sometimes when you're a streamer, you get posed a question that you can either admit that you don't know anything about it, or you can go like, oh yeah. So instead of me saying, I don't really know who X-Wing is. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, X-Wing's a great guy. He's awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate him. But secretly, like, I don't really know who X-Wing is. I'm not sure I'm aware of that name. But yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. We love X-Wing. He's awesome. You just kind of fake it till you make it stuff. So yeah, X-Wing's awesome. I don't know who he is though.
Been a little bit heavy, and you've were with a guy that was like 60, 70 pounds heavier, right? At least.
No, exactly.
So it's you did. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man. This is my brand, which is all about winning. So it's funny you're saying that. Made in the USA. I know you're all about bringing jobs back to America. I don't know.
That's good looking, though.
Thank you, man.
Go buy it, Mega. That's good.
Yeah,
we're
good. In Walmarts and really hitting like the heart of America, but made in the USA. And I know you want to bring more jobs. And I think my generation, I think, is in a weird place with like going to school, getting jobs. AI is coming. Give any advice to my generation of people of where to go, where to look, what jobs, manufacturing, how can they get more active and get more opportunities in front of them?
So you know this better than anybody. Because I get this question a lot. What do you do?
Yeah.
You always have to find something you love doing.
Yeah.
Like I tell people their father wants them to go into business and he hates the business. And, you know, the father's successful. They're pushing the son. You've got to do something you like or you're just not going to be successful at it if you don't. With that being said, try and like something that's where there's a future. Like the hot thing right now is AI.
Yeah.
If you know the AI thing, you're going to get an unbelievable, crazy job at ridiculous numbers you never thought of. That could cool off. Maybe it's going to cool off, but right now. So if you like computers and all of that, it's not a bad thing. Go into an industry. There are some industries, retailing's always tough. There are some industries that are tough. If you love it, do it. But if you can love something with it where it's got a lot of potential, you're much better off doing that. I have friends that are really smart. They went into businesses that are very, very tough. And they lost, I mean, they work. They're smarter than other people I know, but they're in the wrong industry.
Yeah.
If they were in the right industry, they'd do much better. So try picking something that's got potential, and you have to love what you do.
Yeah. That's what I've always told people is like turn your hobby into your job. I mean, me and my brother were filming videos and look at, you know, where it's gotten to today and just
when did you know you were going to be a fighter though? Was that later?
It was later. I didn't start fighting until I was like 21. Basically, these other YouTube kids started talking smack and sort of like you with the debates. I was like, I can beat this kid up.
Yeah, right.
And so I just started training overnight to become a fighter. And I fell in love with it. And it actually became my top priority.
But did you build up or were you always like a very strong guy?
I was a strong guy. I had athletic background, Ohio Division I football, Division I wrestling, played sports growing up. So I definitely had that.
Trump is turning this into an interview. Trump did this with The Undertaker, if you remember. When he did his interview with The Undertaker, Trump flipped it and turned it into an interview of The Undertaker. And he's starting to do this with Jake Paul. He's turning this into like Trump interviews Jake Paul. This dude is a master at any situation. Nobody is better than Trump. It's absolutely insane. John freaking Murdoch says pre-FNT tax. Happy Jessica. I'll probably skip your streams next week and super chat you when you get back from MegaCon. Thanks for saving me money. Thank you, John, for all of your support. I really appreciate it, brother. Take some time away from the internet, man. And we'll be back. But I thank you so much for all the support, brother. And look forward to seeing you when we get back rocking and rolling after MegaCon. All right, back to Jake.
Athletic prowess. But at the time I was like on Disney Channel, so I hadn't been training for a long time. So it definitely took me a little bit to get back into it.
So your brother's a great guy too. And it's sort of similar. I mean,
not
it's
a
very
great guy.
unusual. And he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's a terrible human being, Trump. Logan Paul is a terrible human being. He's a legitimately terrible human being, okay?
Better fighter, you or him?
I am, sir. Huh? I am, sir. He knows that too, but he's a better WWE wrestler. But I think that
is that true? He's a better really?
Yeah, he's incredible.
See, Trump has no idea that Logan Paul's even in the fucking WWE. God. Jeremy was right, Tax. Jeremy was right, Tax. Because the truth of it is as much as I hate Logan Paul is one of the most talented wrestlers I have seen in a long time. And it drives me crazy to admit that. But Logan Paul has elite talent as a professional wrestler. He is so good. And I would Logan Paul could actually put on a 5-star match with prime Shawn Michaels, with prime Bret Hart, with prime Eddie Guerrero. Like, he's that good. He's phenomenal, actually. But Trump has no idea. He has no idea.
Better WWE wrestler, but I think that
is that true? He's a better, really?
Yeah, he's incredible at WWE.
Wow, that's great.
He's my favorite. I think they need to make him the champion one day.
That's great.
Yeah, but if we fought, I think he knows what would happen. I love you, Logan. But
do you ever fight him?
People want us to. I just don't think we really want to. But I think it would probably.
It's hard to smash your brother.
Exactly. I just
Typically,
love him.
it hasn't worked out.
Move.
There've been some cases like that. Has it worked out?
Yeah, I think it would be one of the biggest fights out there. But,
so what is this show all about? Tell me. And I'm doing this out of respect for you, because I'm the president of the United States, and I'm sitting here with Jake, and I'm saying, you think Joe Biden would do this interview?
No.
I don't think so. He wouldn't know where the hell he is. No, but I'm the president and I'm doing this show.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing it for one reason, because I respect you. It's very interesting, right?
No, and I think that's such a big reason why you connected with the youth in the last election, was going out there. You know, your team hasn't even told me what to say or any limits, talk about anything. And so
see, that's because they're not doing
that's
their
respect.
Job.
That's really,
I could say they're not doing their job.
No, but I think, that was a
Jarek is grinding for 50. Says check out Lore Master. So are you the one that said it? So I'm kind of confused as to why Lore Master has a video about me. I haven't looked it up or anything. So I've talked to Lore Master a long time ago, but I'm not going to react to it here on this channel. It's got to be nerd geek related. It can't be politically related at all. So I will check it out. I will check it out.
Massive reason on you connecting with the youth, and I think I'm open to talking to anyone, and I don't think the other side is really open to it. I don't know what the issue is. I think my brother tried to interview Kamala and you as well, and they just, I think, are scared of actually sitting down and
they
chatting.
were, not me.
No,
your brother was great.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Joe Rogan was a great interview. He did 300 million people.
Yeah.
And then she didn't want to do it, which, I guess she should have. I don't know. It's funny. It was, I did him.
Okay.
And I did some other guys who were really great guys. Baron, my son, Baron, I have a very tall son.
Yeah.
And he's a smart guy and he's a good kid. But he listens to you. First time I ever heard your name was through my son. And he knew a lot of I don't know if you call them podcasters or influencers or whatever you want to call them, but he'd give me some names that I never heard of. And they were very important to, because I won with youth. I did great with youth. Yeah. Republicans, for whatever reason, don't do great with youth. And I did unbelievably in TikTok. And then Barron said, Dad, you got to do Joe Rogan. And we wanted to do it. We were talking about it for a long time, about not even this, about other things, not politics, even before politics for me. But we had a great talk. It lasted for 3.5 hours. And you call that long form, right? That was, it was like a nice conversation with a great guy. He's like a great guy. And she should have done it, I guess, but she didn't do it. And we had a great election. This was a great election. And
I'm more convinced now that Trump has no idea who the Paul brothers are outside of the surface level stuff. He knows that they are very, very famous online. He knows that they are in the fighting game, and he knows they have a podcast. That's literally all he knows about the Paul brothers. That's it. I'm more convinced now than when I started this. He has no idea who the fuck they are.
The country's doing unbelievably well. This country, we did this excursion. We had to do it, wipe out evil. Sometimes you have evil. And for 47 years, they've been killing people, in the most violent way. the roadside bombs all over the place. That was 95% of them are from Iran. Soleimani, that was the one. We took him out. We did a lot of things, the B-2 bombers, and all of this whole thing that we're doing now is people have waited for 47 years for it to happen. So we have to do it right. But our military has been unbelievable.
No, and I commend you for your bravery. And I think so many.
Does that really matter? Says Ryan Jackson. Yeah, it kind of does when just 2 days ago, President Trump stood on stage in Kentucky and said that Jake Paul should run for office and he has my complete and total endorsement. Yeah, it kind of fucking matters if Trump knows who these pieces of shit are or not, when Trump is literally promoting them to run for fucking office and saying that they have his complete and total endorsement. Yeah, it fucking matters.
Iranians do as well. And I was a bit shocked too. Like, everyone else in the world was like, this is the greatest thing. And I think what you're doing is phenomenal. And I was shocked that so many activists like in America didn't like it. But meanwhile, they're like, oh, well, we support women. We want women to have all these rights. Meanwhile, you're liberating the women of Iran. And then they have an issue with it. I thought that was very confusing.
We support gays, but they throw gays off the buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, we support this. I mean, the things they do, and
did he just say that? Did he just say that?
Then they have an issue with it. I thought that was very confusing.
we support gays, but they throw gays off the buildings. Okay, we support this. I mean, the things they do, and they're fighting. But I think I have tremendous support on this. This is something that's been incredible. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had now.
Yeah.
And it's not because of this. I think we've just, the economy is great. It's a little bit of we take a little winding road for a little while, but we have to wipe out the evil. It's an evil curse. They're evil people. And hey, we wiped out their Navy. We wiped out their Air Force. We wiped out everything there is to wipe out. We wiped out their leadership twice. The second time they were meeting to pick which one of them would be the leader, they got wiped out. Now they're looking for a third time. I don't know. People say the sun, but nobody knows where the sun is. The military has been unbelievable. I built the military. I had a great first term, and I built the military. We had the best economy in history in my first term. We built the military in the first term. I didn't know I'd use it so much, but you look at Venezuela, which has worked out incredibly well.
Yeah.
That was a great military attack.
Was it strategic to go after Maduro first and secure the Venezuelan oil and then go after Iran?
So no, it wasn't time-wise. It wasn't. It was with Iran. We knew we had to do something because they were going to be attacking us. If we didn't attack them, they were going to attack us, and we did it first. And by going first, we wiped out thousands of missiles that would have been shot. And you can shoot them down, but you need a lot of very expensive weaponry to shoot them down. We wiped out thousands and thousands of missiles by going early, and it made a big difference. No, Venezuela was the right time. They've been after Maduro for a long time. They were sending drugs. I mean, they were sending drugs into our country. You've seen it.
Yeah.
They were sending the most violent prisoners. They emptied their prisons. They let them into our country. And it was just the right time. I mean, so it had nothing to do with. It was an interesting question because people said, "Well, you did so well with Venezuela. Did that give you the spirit or the confidence to go?" And nothing to do with it. We had some negotiations where I would have preferred making a deal. I guess I don't know. Look, I wasn't that anxious to make a deal. That it would have to be a really good deal. They had to get. The number one thing is they cannot have nuclear.
Why did we wait 47 years? I mean, there's no simple answer to that. The most simple answer to that is that for the most part, we've had pussies in office for the last 47 years for the most part that were more interested in giving them money than to actually do something. So, yeah, I mean, that's the simple answer is just too many pussies in office.
Weapons, okay? Because a nuclear weapon, they have a nuclear weapon, bad things, they would have wiped Israel off the face of the planet. Our timing on that was incredible. If we didn't do the B-2 attack, The B-2 is the attack of the nuclear. They would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it in the Middle East against Israel and other countries. And you saw that recently when they're shooting all these missiles. We didn't know what was happening because we're saying, wait a minute, we're going after them. And they're shooting Saudi Arabia, and they're shooting Qatar, and they're shooting UAE, and they're shooting all these other countries, and nobody knew what was going on. You saw that.
Yeah, they're just wreaking havoc.
No, they
on
made it. Well,
everything.
they were trying to frighten them, but
Yeah.
they didn't get frightened. It was the opposite. They fought back,
Yeah.
and they were on our side. But our military has done a great job.
Yeah, no, it's been incredible to watch. I have another question they're wanting us to wrap up here, but I always ask people this question. I think it's super interesting. If you could come back in history and reincarnate and like be able to experience someone else's life, who would you come back in history as?
That's a very interesting question. Maybe Donald Trump right now.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump right now. My life is very exciting. I
Yeah.
have to be honest. I'm thinking about other lives. I think my life is maybe more exciting.
The most Trump answer. Of course, that's what Trump is going to say. Of course.
I don't know. Look, I've had a great time. I just, I started off with the phrase, make America great again. Our country was in trouble. We were doing badly. 2015, we had the open border, nothing like it was under Biden, but it was bad. A lot of people coming in, bad people from jails, from mental institutions, gang members, murderers. We had 11,888 murderers come into our country. Got them out. We're getting most of them out. We're trying to get all of them out. They should have never been allowed in. But we had a bad border when I first came in. I won on the border twice. I won the first time and other things, and business and other things. But I won the first time on the border, fixed it almost immediately, built almost 1,000 miles of wall. Then the second time, I say the border is back. I'm going to win on the border a second time. But the second time, because we had a great border the first, after I got it going. And then the second time, now we've had nobody come into our country in the last 9 months. I mean, like literally nobody. And that's given out by Democrats. That's not by. We had millions of people pour into our country. The story. And they came in from jails. These are the from all over all countries all over the world. The Congo, they came in from all over South America. So.
And are you guys targeting the bad actors specifically? Because I believe there's so many amazing people who have come to the country that are awesome immigrants. Yeah. And it's like, how are you guys, deciphering between?
We're really looking for the bad ones more than anything else. We got to get the bad ones out. We have, I told you, 11,888 murderers came. More than 50% murdered more than one person. And we have them, either they're gone. Some are so bad we don't want to bring them back to a country. Yeah. They came in from other countries, rough countries, and we put them in jail because we don't want them to come back. We don't want them ever back here. They're really dangerous. Washington, D.C. was a very dangerous place. Now it's the safest city. It's as safe as any city in the country. We took it from 2 to 3 murders a week to no murders a week. We did a good job. Our military did it. We put the military there. They did a great job. The National Guard. No, we're doing a good job and people like it. And that's all I want. I just want to be a president that's done a great job. We had to bring the country back. So the term MAGA, Make America Great Again, it was such a great term. And that's what I've done, because literally a year and a half ago, we had a country that was laughed at all over the world. You know that. They were laughing. Yeah,
we were just not respected.
Nobody respected
No one
us.
respected the leadership.
We had a country that was laughed at. The king of Saudi Arabia told me, he said, a year and a half ago, your country was dead. Yeah. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And we do. And it's guys like you that make it hot.
Thank you.
It's guys like you. And it's presidents like me that have interviews with guys like you. But I think you're great. And congratulations to your fiance, I think, right?
Yes, fiance. She's the best.
She just won a gold medal, I tell you. And I watched her win that gold medal, and nobody had a chance.
Yeah.
They didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
That wasn't even fair, right?
No, she's a legend. I'm so proud of her. It was the greatest thing I've ever witnessed in person.
Well,
and to be a part of
She's
it.
a great person, beautiful. You're not allowed to say beautiful. It's the end of your political
she's
career, but you know what? She's beautiful.
Melania's beautiful as
Yeah,
well.
she is. She's doing great. She's doing a good job.
Look at us complimenting.
Yeah, well, it's nice. Nice when you can do that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
No
I just want to
fear.
congratulate you. Great job.
Thank you, man.
You're a young guy, but you have done some incredible job
Thank you.
and so different.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm just hitting stride. I'm 29 and I look up to you and your American, story, the American dream.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do is inspire other kids who are watching this right now to chase their American dream, because it's possible. I'm, from a couple hours away from here, coming back to Ohio to do this interview is just a
Right.
dream come true.
Well, I love Ohio. It's been good to me. We won in a landslide.
Yeah.
We won
Crushed
everything
it.
practically in a landslide.
Florida crushed it.
It's good. Florida,
Georgia.
Texas, all of them. It's been a great time. I've had a great time, and it's been a real experience. But much more important is to just take this country and bring it back. And it's really back. It's really back.
Yeah, I feel it. No, and I think everyone else feels it as well. And I think the momentum is growing, and
Yep.
we really appreciate
Respect.
you.
They have to respect our country, right?
Yeah.
And to do that, they have to respect your leader.
Yep.
So I appreciate it. You
I
just take
appreciate
care.
it as
Say hello
well.
to your brother, okay?
I will.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you
very
for
much.
sitting down.
Great honor.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Want to just do a pick and then cool.
That was a very good interview.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
For a guy. See,
I only had a day and a half to prepare. So
that's great.
So, okay, ultimately, with all the respect in the world, all right, like, I'm just going to be honest. This was an interview, and it wasn't like, it was fine. It was very, like, it was a laid back kind of chill interview. This is an interview with two people that have no idea who the other is. And obviously, I mean that in the sense of, obviously, Jake Paul knows who Donald Trump is because Donald Trump's the most famous human being on the planet. And Donald Trump knows of Jake Paul because Jake Paul is a very famous influencer. But neither one of these guys have any actual knowledge of who the other is. Jake Paul doesn't know anything about Trump. He doesn't know anything about MAGA. He doesn't know anything about politics. He has no idea. Just basic surface level shit, okay? And we've already established that Trump has no idea who Jake Paul is. He just knows of Jake Paul as a famous guy who fights. And he knows that he's brothers with Logan Paul. That's literally it. So again, it is what it is. So it wasn't a bad interview. It was very laid back and chill. So, it is what it is. All right. Anyway, check out Lore Master. Okay. So I got Lore Master pulled up right here. Okay. Lore Master has 1 million subscribers. I don't know Lore Master really. Like we've talked a little bit a long time ago back in the day. From what I understand, he has no issues with me. And so the video is Kathleen Kennedy is a Nazi and these are her victims. And I am in the thumbnail along with other people. And then it says, this is a video that will change Hollywood politics. The first 2 minutes of the Lore Master video will show you it's huge towards Hollywood politics. Lore Master video is the most important political video today. Be the first to react. Well, it's an hour long. I can't react to the whole thing because I've got F&T coming up, but we can at least check out the beginning right here. Okay. So
ago, Ahmed Best opened up on how the backlash he received over playing Jar Jar Binks led him to attempt suicide. This is how Hollywood media-connected outlets reported on it and who they've placed the blame on for it ever since.
Then you see what he has to say about it himself and the big difference between the two. But quickly, here's the media's take on it.
Gizmodo. That remembrance included how fans' vitriolic backlash to his performance nearly drove him to kill himself. Hollywood Reporter. Best recalled negative feedback about the character at the time and how he was the target for harassment from the fan base, which resulted in him stepping back from acting for some time after the project. Entertainment Weekly. Ahmed Best recalls suicidal moment during fan backlash. Deadline. The actor who played Jar Jar Binks has revealed the devastating personal toll of fans' hatred of his Star Wars character. MovieWeb. Star Wars fanatics nearly drove Ahmed Best to commit suicide due to their
we all know that was a big lie. So the media tried to blame the fan base on this guy having these depressive reactions to the media's stories about him, and they tried to blame this on the fans. I remember covering this.
harsh reactions to the first appearance of Jar Jar Binks. Collider. Best expressed his joy and pleasure at returning to the galaxy far, far away following his years of turmoil and personal strife caused by a more toxic element of the fan base. Wired. How the guy who played Jar Jar Binks survived the fandom menace. IGN. Best said his performance, which he believed triggered the first textbook case of cyberbullying as fans harassed him. Screen Crush. Ahmed Best received an outrageous amount of fan hate during his early days in the Star Wars franchise. Fandom Wire. Star Wars actor who played Jar Jar Binks considered jumping off a bridge after ruthless bullying by fans. People. The negative feedback to the character and targeted harassment from some Star Wars fans that followed the film's release stopped him from continuing to work for some time after. The Mary Sue. Best has been very open about his struggle with his mental health post Jar Jar Binks. He's talked candidly about how he contemplated suicide after fan backlash. The New York Times. In the presence of Best.
Correct. This is BS. We didn't even know who the F played Jar Jar. 1000%. Fans didn't even know at the time who played Jar Jar Binks, but the media did, and the media targeted him, and then the media blamed his mental problems from their reporting on the fans. Yes.
Self-assured demeanor. It's even more shocking to learn that back in 1999, the vitriol fans flung at Jar Jar and in turn at him ravaged his mental health.
We found his personal YouTube channel where he has a series of videos called Field Notes, in which he talks about his time in Hollywood and what really led to his suicide attempt. These are the highlights of his videos, and you will notice quickly what the media left out in their reporting.
Hollywood doesn't look on black people as valuable anyway, straight up. Let's be fucking real about this shit. You look at black people as ancillary, although you cannot have... Warning, here comes the soapbox. You cannot have a blockbuster movie without black people. It doesn't work that way. We are not paid attention to in Hollywood, right? At best, what Hollywood tries to do is segregate us. This movie is for black audiences. So me as black actor walking into agency, which I couldn't get, audition, casting, when they looked at me and realized, oh, he doesn't have a black audience, how are we going to sell him if he can't get a black audience? That's what made me poisonous. I knew.
Again, this is identity politics right here. So I am interested how I play into this. So I will, like, because this is an hour-long video, so I don't have time to react to this now, but this does seem like more like a Geeks and Gamers one. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Hang on. Is this the part where I'm, oh no, what is this shit? So this is before The Last Jedi, after. This is me. Oh, that's, what's her name? What's her name? She hung out with us back in the day. She was great. Oh, that guy hates me. All right. I'll have to go through this later, but I will check it out. But I am interested what the whole, angle is there, but later on I will look at it. So, let me see. Hey Viv, that's right. Yeah, Vivian, that's it. That's her name. She's great. She was great. Jeremy the Cyborg says he's doing a video about Kathleen Kennedy being bad and attacking critics, and cites you as a target of demonetization over your critiques of The Last Jedi. I mean, I don't know if I got I listen, to be fair, like, my life got significantly better after The Last Jedi because, I was criticizing them and talking about how, the whole process went. I've repeated 100 times that, when the movie first came out, I wasn't interested in hating it, but I was very confused about it because I never hated a Star Wars movie. And then after I watched it and thought about it, it's like, I really don't like this movie. And then they started calling fans Nazis and racist and sexist. And then I'm like, okay, well, hold on. And it was a big spiraling, shit storm after that. But my life gotten significantly better since Disney fucked up Star Wars. And people have asked me many times, like, well, Jeremy, if you could give up all of the stuff that's happened to you and have Star Wars back to being good, would you do that? Fuck no. No, I would not give up anything. To hell with Disney and their Star Wars brand and all of their woke identity politics. I wouldn't give up shit. So, no, not at all. Madney says, nobody knows the real D-Day Cobra. I'm not even going to say it because it's way too close. All right. It's way too close. The Under Armour Gamer says, I think this post proves that 25% of the chat is sped. I like TT's. Dynamic says, hey, Jay, how about having QR codes with Geeks and Gamers link tree with your e-wallets so folks can donate while over at the event? It would help fund it. I mean, we're going to be doing live streams. I do like the idea. I'm not sure like if we could put that together so quickly, but that's when we'll be doing live streams and people can support us that way. But again, it's all about just, giving back to everybody that supports us all the time anyway. Miniature Von Thing says the internet in 1999 was nothing like today. Well, that's true. Okay, we've got a couple other stories I want to cover because I do have F&T coming up pretty soon. So there's a couple things to cover, and then we will get into that. Jeremy is IDF funded. I wish. I do wish I was. And if anybody has any contacts so I can get that, like I'd love to get connected with them. If anybody has an introduction email, like I'm totally in support of it. But I just don't have that contact right now. And that makes me kind of sad. So 7K a week be nice. Is it 7,000 a week? I thought it was 7,000 a month. If we're talking 7K a week, dude, hold on right now. Hold on. I didn't know it was, okay. I did not know it was 7,000 a week. I thought it was 7,000 a month. If we're talking 7K a week, hit me up, okay? Bring it on. I will be bro. I will make Ben Shapiro look like amateur hour for pro-Israel stuff if you give me 7K a week. I did not know we're talking 7K a week. Woo! Bring it on. I did not know that. Man, I will put fake eyebrows on. All right? Whatever I got to do. I'll go after Megyn Kelly. I'll denounce Piers Morgan. Whatever I need to do. I'll bring Lindsey Graham on the show. Mark Levin. Come on. Bring the whole crew in, man. Talking about, man. 7,000? Hell yeah. All right. It's pretty good. Vic Chavez says campy attacks. And you can still support Trump. That's right. Oh, man. I love it. Okay, so JD Vance absolutely demolishes one of the Democrats' key arguments against the Save America Act. Here is 48 right here.
Here's the thing, though. Even if you take the Democrats at their word, even if illegal aliens voting is very rare, then why don't we ban it anyway? It's not that complicated. It is one thing to say, I don't get it. The Democrats say, this never happened.
You want to see how many views it has? You see how many views that has?
Or it happens only very rarely on the one hand, and on the other hand, we must not stop it. It doesn't make a damn bit of sense. We need to get all illegal aliens stopping from voting in our elections. It's very common sense stuff.
Finally get JD Advanced back out in front of the cameras. It's nice to see JD Advanced back out in front of the cameras. And on top of that, let's just go ahead and give JD a huge shout out. The man has lost a lot of weight. And credit where credit is due. I'm very, very, very impressed with the weight loss. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff right there. We also have this from JD. What did you advise the president initially as he considered his actions in Iran? And what are you urging him to do now? So let's hear what JD has to say.
What did you advise the president initially as he considered his actions in Iran? And what are you urging him to do now, especially with Americans seeing higher prices at the pump and some of the fallout from that across the economy? Do you express any concerns like those you've expressed in the past on the possibility of these extended wars?
Well, Bill, I appreciate the question. I know you guys have to ask it, but imagine the situation. We're in the situation room where you can't even take your iPod in there, or your AirPods, I guess what they're called. You can't take your iPhone in there. You can't take anything in there because it is the most classified space anywhere in the world. And I sit there with Pete Hegseth and General Kane and Marco Rubio and the entire White House team, And the president and I and the entire senior team are talking about the options and about what we need to do and about how we must best protect the American people. I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not going to show up here and in front of God and everybody else tell you exactly what I said in that classified room, partially because I don't want to go to prison, and partially because I think it's important for the president of the United States to be able to talk to his advisors without those advisors running their mouth to the American media.
Boom! JD Advanced, letting them know what's up. JD Advanced simply said this right here.
Now, I can't help it that I'm custom made. I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long. I can't help it that I'm the greatest wrestler alive today.
Let's freaking go. JD Advanced in the house. Nandy for 50 says, do you buy the theory that Trump is shunning Vance because he was against the Iran war and Rubio is his guy for 2028? Because I don't. I think Vance and Bassett have been chosen for domestic, while Rubio and Hegseth and Witkoff are foreign players. I agree with everything you just said. No, the theory that one thing that the media is obsessed with doing right now is creating tension between Vance and Rubio, because they already see that Vance and Rubio get along so well that they are trying to drive a wedge in between Vance and Rubio. That's the point that the media and the left are trying to do. So that narrative that Trump is, pushing Vance aside and he's embracing Rubio is 100% bullshit. Right now, foreign policy is the most prominent thing that's going on within the media. And so that's the thing that the media is asking about so much. So that's why Rubio and Hegseth are at the forefront. But yes, JD is handling things more domestically right now. So I don't buy any of that at all. I don't buy any of it at all. Let's see here. Darth Manic says Jeremy is pro-Israel. He got circumcised at 47 years old. Let's see. This guy said, okay, hold on. My God. You are clown. What? Oh. Clown tax. Clown tax, please. We need clown tax in the chat. Clown tax. And he misspelled stuff too. Like what? Clown IDOT. Yes. Clown IDOT. Rise up. There it is. New lore just dropped. New lore just dropped. Clown IDOT. David Phillips says you are clown tax. You misspelled his misspelling, David. What type of inception bullshit is this? So you misspelled his misspelling. Lear to spell. Good Lord. Clown tax. Clown tax. Cab JP says clown tax. No, you got to spell it properly. You got to spell it like Vic Chavez and Ladybug spelled it, okay? This is the proper spelling for clown, all right? This is it. New lore has just dropped. You were here to witness it firsthand, okay? So we got it now. New lore dropped. I'm excited now. I'm very, very excited. Okay, next up, let's see here. I am not a clown. Clown stuff talks, says Osmora199. Hold on just a minute. What is this? NBC is canceling the Steve Wilkos show after 19 seasons. The show aired 2,200 plus episodes since 2007. I didn't know he still had a show. I didn't know that this was still going on. I had no idea. I that's the breaking news for me. I had no idea this was even a thing. Because wasn't he the Jerry Springer guy? And then he like, what? That is crazy. I was not aware of that at all. I had no idea. He's bald. His show is being canceled. Oh, dude, look at this. MAGA Street Boys. MAGA Street Boys. This is insane. All right. This is insane. John freaking Merck says, I can't criticize someone else for bad spelling. Clown attacks. I love new lore dropping. It's so fun. Nubbin for 20 says clown tax. I'm not gonna, there's people are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? They're gonna be so confused. FNT needs to be having a lot of people talking about clowns, okay? Clown IDOTs now. All right. Clown IDOT. You hear that? G&G team. New lore dropped. Now we need a clown IDOT. Demonic says, or Denomic says, clon tax. Joe Bit says, clon tax. Dark Metal Spider says, leer to spell clown tax. Jesus. What a disaster this show is. Why does anyone watch this? Beastie Man says, how about emotional spelling tax? Epically Eddie says, you are a clown and stupid tax, or stupid IDOT. David Phillips says, Jeremy 199 leering math tax. My gosh, it's out of control. We have lost all ability. Jeremy is Dala Wise, the dancing clown. The insanity right now is off the chart. We need an IDOT clown shirt now. I'm sure Jessica's already passed that information along. So it probably will be happening because that's how things work around here. Something stupid happens and we monetize it. So that's what's going to happen more than likely. Let's see here. Okay, we got that. We got that. I will be, we're 3:30. I'm probably have to wrap it up here soon because I got to get ready for FNT. That will be fun. We also had, what's her name? Greta Thunberg. And she had some tough things to say about President Trump. And I know we joke around a lot. We make a lot of jokes. We laugh, we meme, all of that. Okay. I want everybody to be really respectful for what we're about to listen to. This is very emotional. This is a very serious issue. So I'd like all of the support that we can get. Greta Thunberg is really unhappy.
We need to talk about what's happening in Cuba right now. As the Trump administration is waging illegitimate wars across the world, killing countless people, it is also strangling the Cuban people, deliberately, methodically, and openly. The pedophile Trump himself bragged about it, saying, there's an embargo, there's no oil, there's no money, there's no anything. He said it like it was something to be proud of, while millions of people have been plunged into darkness by rolling blackouts, while hospitals lose power, while ambulances run out of fuel, while shelves go empty.
I appreciate you guys treating this very serious, as you should be. Everyone should be treating this very seriously, okay?
The United Nations has warned of imminent humanitarian crisis. Intensive care units and emergency rooms are compromised. Newborns, the elderly, the sick, all paying the price. This is not an accident or an unfortunate side effect of some policy disagreement. This is the intended outcome. Since 1962, the U.S. embargo has been designed, in the words of the U.S. State Department itself, to bring about hunger, desperation, and overthrow the government. Now the Trump administration is escalating it further, plotting what they themselves have called a takeover of the island. We cannot be silent about this.
So the Cuba thing has got everybody really worked up right now. And yeah, again, Trump is repositioning everything right now. And they know that that's what he's doing and they can't stop it. And they are very worried that he is going to restructure everything and it's going to benefit so many people. And that the good optics around this are going to be, so beneficial to the Trump administration and the conservatives and the Republican Party. And that's why you're seeing this meltdown across the board, because they know that if he accomplishes all of this, which he will, that they are toast. So that's where we are. And Zwanny says, IDOT clown tax. Let's freaking go. What's up, Zwanny? Flag Ninja says, I've been watching the whole time and I'm still confused. Jeremy the Cyborg says, tagged you in an IDOT clown. Uh-oh. What we got? Let's see. We got an IDOT clown. Oh, look at there. IDOT clown in the house. There it is. New lore just dropped. New memes dropping. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's getting good. It's getting real good. So, yep. We did get Pete Hegseth was asked earlier today directly about Tucker Carlson. That's true. That's right. It did happen. And his answer was pretty on point right here. Let me find it. Right here. Well, that's another one. Here we go.
In parts of the party, particularly from your fellow Fox News alum Tucker Carlson, he called the war disgusting and evil, and then said of unconditional surrender, which the president has called for, means foreign troops get to rape your wives and daughters. Have you heard these comments, and what's your reaction to them?
We're busy executing on behalf of great patriotic Americans with a clear mission that's 47 years overdue. And we're going to execute on that regardless of what people say about it. Yeah, right.
Excellent way to handle that, because the media wanted more of that, but he made it very clear. But yes, Tucker Carlson, look, man, I got fooled by Tucker. Okay. A lot of people got fooled by Tucker, and it's kind of clear that where we are with Tucker Carlson, it's not just Tucker, by the way, it's this entire narrative that people are building up, and the way that they build it up. I saw that comedian had another upload that was so on point, man. It was so on point. Let me see if I can find, is this it right here? So here's him as Tucker Carlson and Brett Weinstein. Okay. Here's the recap. All right. So watch this right here. This is fantastic.
Now, I want to be careful when I say this. Yes. But when Benjamin Netanyahu visited the White House and Trump pulled out the chair for him, I interpreted that as a threat. Of course. Where Bibi said, if you do not get this chair for me, if you don't accommodate me, pull out the chair for me so that I can first sit comfortably, something could happen to you. Awful. Now, we need to be very careful. I'm not saying that was an explicit threat.
They always do this like, no, we need to be very careful. And I'm not saying that this happened, but what I'm saying is that this happened, but we have to be very careful that I'm not saying that this happened, but what I'm saying is that this actually happened.
Yes. But the implication was most certainly there. Yeah. Bibi sat in that chair, hinting to Trump that the next chair you sit on could very well be the electric one. Right. Now, there's another idea, and this is not verified in any way, but I have heard that 90s.
Now, this is where it gets crazy. All right. So I'm going to be honest. I did not know this. I will be the first to tell you that I did not know this right here. So just wait. This is going to blow your mind. Okay. I may, I've memed on the anti-Israel crowd a lot, but I am right now, I'm about to be proven wrong. I this right here, you cannot dispute what he says but doesn't say.
Verified in any way, but I have heard that 90s teen pop icon Britney Spears is actually Mossad.
Britney Spears was Mossad?
We all have vivid memories of the Free Britney campaign.
Yes.
Britney Spears, Mossad agent confirmed. Holy shit.
No one knows where she's been.
Well, she's not free. She's not.
No one knows her whereabouts.
It's so true.
And so the question is, was Britney Spears Mossad? Is she still Mossad? Is she still actively working with the Israeli government?
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
And if you look at her discography, you can't help but notice an unavoidable pattern. Her first hit song was, as we all remember, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Whoa. Ho, we're starting to see the pieces of the puzzle are starting to form. See, back then, we didn't know about all of this because we didn't have Ian Carroll. We didn't have the Hodge twins. We didn't have all of these amazing people showing us this breakdown. Now we do.
Right.
Now, some people said that was about getting a boy to call her back, but it also very well could have been referring to mRNA vaccines, boosters that were very heavily pushed by Israel.
Mhm.
Hit Me Baby One More Time could have also been referring to the actions of the Israeli Air Force, the Israeli military, to constantly attack its neighbors.
Wow.
The next year, of course, we had Oops, I Did It Again.
Wow. That is Britney dropping song lyrics to subtly warn all of you that the Israeli government might do it again. Holy shit.
Now, Israel has a pattern of doing this. You have in Iran the Ayatollah who gets taken out, and right away his successor gets taken out. Oops, I did it again. I wonder how true the oops is. Seems rather intentional. Now, we need to be very careful. I'm not saying anything. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm simply implying it.
Yes.
Toxic was a very big song for Britney Spears. I'm addicted to you, but you know that you're toxic, which of course implies
fentanyl.
That's right.
Oh my God.
And part of the Israeli assassination program has been using toxins,
of course,
poisoning world leaders, using mycotoxins that are part of the mRNA vaccines, and these are dangerous. Another hit song Britney Spears had, Womanizer, which could very well have been referring to Jeffrey Epstein.
Britney making Jeffrey Epstein songs back in the fucking 2000s.
We don't know. Yeah. It's not verified. It's not certain, but we need to be very careful. Womanizer, womanizer. Oh, you're a womanizer. Oh, you're a womanizer, baby. You are womanizer, womanizer. Then you had a more recent song, Gimme More. Gimme more, gimme more, which to me seems like something to do with Greater Israel.
Right.
Ever expanding territory in which Bibi's been very explicit about in his aims, goals, and ambitions.
Right.
There's clearly a pattern here that's increasingly hard to deny.
Yes.
And so these are all part of a discography, a body of work by Britney Spears. And so I don't know if she has Mossad connections. That's not verified. And we need to be careful because I could be under threat.
Such a threat.
The story that we've been told about Britney and Free Britney, I just can't accept.
She's clearly a prisoner.
What's also fascinating is that if you look back at the 90s teen pop scene, who was Britney Spears' number one rival, number one competitor? It was none other than Christina Aguilera. Right. And her first hit song was coincidentally titled Genie in a Bottle.
Wow.
Genie in a Bottle is a clear reference to Middle Eastern mythology. Christina was trying to signal something. Maybe it was the Qataris or the...
Bro, this is the anti-Israel crowd in a nutshell right here, dude. This is so on point. They will take things and they will just fucking believe them. And they will just connect all these dots. And they're like, you don't know because you haven't done the research.
Emiratis or the Saudis, I don't know. We don't have evidence for it. And I want to be very careful. I'm not suggesting that they were behind this, but the patterns should be of concern. She's a genie in a bottle. You got to rub her the right way. Is that another reference to Epstein? Is it all connected? When she says, if you want to be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. Is that $7K? Is that...
It's a threat?
We don't know.
Dear God.
I find it all very concerning.
All right. Well, we'd love to have you back on the show.
Would love to come back. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, goodness. We got Nubbin for a proper 199 and says, give me more tax. Snake pit, rise up. 199. Let's a freaking go. Oh, hey. Hold on. I got it. Hang on. Give me just a minute. Okay? Give me just a minute. All right. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. Britney Spears. Who was Britney Spears dating during that era? Does anyone remember? Who was Britney Spears dating? Any guesses? Who was Britney Spears dating? Justin Timberlake. What was the title of Justin Timberlake's first studio album? Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Timberlake's first studio album, Justified. This is Justin Timberlake signaling that Israel is justified for all of the actions that they take. They're justified. Now, what was the biggest hit song off of this album, Justified? The biggest song off of this hit album was titled Cry Me a River, meaning you can complain about our justified actions, but you can just cry me a river. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is connected. I don't have any information on this, and none of this is verified. I'm simply just asking questions. And if we are to believe that Britney Spears was in fact Mossad, if we are to believe that Christina Aguilera was in fact Mossad, again, not confirmed, we're just asking questions. But if these things are in fact true, then we could look at the situation with Justin Timberlake and his Justified album, and then Justified with a song called Cry Me a River. Just saying, these are questions that I think should be asked, and I think that there's no problem with that. But ultimately, I'm not saying any of it's true. I'm not saying any of this is true. I would never imply that. That's very, very dangerous to do all of that. I'm just saying that unless I get my 7,000 a week, apparently, not a month. I want it a week. But anyway, thank you, Nubbin, for the proper 199. This guy is on point, though. This guy is on point. So I just followed him. His Tucker Carlson stuff. Oh, Megyn Kelly. Hang on.
I should be able to criticize whatever I want, whomever I want, without people questioning my motives.
Okay. And what about Ben Shapiro? Should he be able to criticize you without you questioning his motives?
Well,
Megyn, you okay? Megyn?
Go f yourself.
Is that a critique?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. This whole thing with Megyn Kelly and, you know, Jake Shields, he did a Jake Shields one. There's this.
Woke up to a smear campaign against me, claiming that I was somehow blaming Chabad, which is a Hasidic Jewish organization, for being behind the war in Iran. This couldn't be further from the truth. The smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Israel. This morning, I woke up to a smear campaign, a bunch of lies that were being told about me that in our last episode, I somehow blamed the state of Israel for accusing me of blaming Chabad for being behind the war in Iran. The smear campaign was obviously orchestrated by Ben Shapiro, and we know that. We do. This morning, I woke up to the notion that I somehow, in my last episode, blamed Ben Shapiro, accusing him of being behind orchestrating and instructing Israel to falsely accuse me of claiming that Chabad was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never blame Ben Shapiro for anything. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is.
That's my favorite part right there. That's my favorite part. I don't even know who Ben Shapiro is.
Clearly, there's an effort to make me seem as though I'm a liar, a manipulator, and someone who distorts the facts and the context of my episodes. It's disgusting, and it's shameful. And it's very obvious to me that the people behind this kind of operation are Mossad, they're Bibi. They're people like Jeffrey Epstein who are operating posthumously, which I believe is possible. I believe that. I really do. And I've been told from multiple sources, by the way, that Mark Levin is involved as well. Like a lot of sources, like a lot. So at this point, you have Mossad, you have Bibi Netanyahu, who's one of the most bloodthirsty, evil, and dangerous people on the planet. I really believe that. I really do. And you have Jeffrey Epstein operating from beyond the grave posthumously, and that's possible. I think he might be in Tel Aviv. He might be. All orchestrating a smear campaign against me, instructing Ben Shapiro to instruct the state of Israel to put out the false notion that I somehow accused Chabad of being behind the war.
Bro, it's like, it's gotten to the point where you can, it doesn't matter if like how crazy it sounds, but like you can accuse Israel of being involved and people eat it up, dude. They eat it up. They just go crazy on it. And they're just like, yeah, we can't. Yeah, he can't prove it, but he's got sources. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein, even though he's dead, he's still operating. His spirit is still operating.
Iran. This morning I woke up to a smear campaign in which people were falsely accusing me that in my last episode I was somehow accusing Mossad, Bibi Netanyahu, Jeffrey Epstein, who's dead, by the way, and Mark Levin of orchestrating this false notion that I somehow was accusing Ben Shapiro of orchestrating the Israeli government to peddle this false notion that I somehow was accusing Chabad of being responsible for the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. I don't even know who those people are. Who are you? I would never blame people. I don't blame anyone. I would never do that. It's against my religion. It's clear to me at this point that this is a spiritual attack, a religious attack from Christian Zionists. This morning I woke up to this false notion, the smear campaign, implying that somehow in my last episode, I was accusing Christian Zionists of instructing Mossad and Bibi and Jeffrey Epstein and Mark Levin to instruct Ben Shapiro to coordinate with the state of Israel to orchestrate a smear campaign to falsely accuse me of saying that I thought Chabad, the Hasidic Jewish organization, was behind the war in Iran. Nothing could be further from the truth. This didn't happen. If you watch the episode, you can see for yourself. Never said anything like that. I never would say anything like that as a man, as a white person, as a Christian. It's against my religion. I don't even know what Christian Zionist means, like at all. I try to stay grounded based on the evidence. And for those who watch me on a regular basis, you can see that. Everything I say is based in facts. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. My show is grounded in sanity and reason. This morning I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I realized, oh, it's you. You're the smear campaign.
This guy's great, man. I'm a fan. Okay, let's see here. I got to wrap this up. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, remember, Jeremy, a lot of these trolls and bots, English is their second language, so I'm not shocked that these people can't spell properly. Oh, no, I know. It's just all fun and games anyway. So David Phillips for 20 says, Catarlson tax. I had to say that very slowly, okay? Very slowly. Gunny said, Jeremy, off topic, please tell Beardo or whoever you have filming the meetup to please keep the camera on the meetup and not on their face. We want to see the meetup, not their mugs. Thanks. Noted. Am I supposed to now again? So if Krista is the one that's holding the camera, I'm supposed to remember that same exact topic, right? Like you guys don't want the camera pointed at Krista, but just point at a bunch of dudes, right? So that's what we're remembering. I'm just saying, so just double checking, okay? They're like, no. If it's Beardo, turn the camera, but if it's I got you. Let's see. Mr. Chain Blue Lightning says, Jer, this is people starting to wake up. Look into it, people. Exactly. Listen, man, Britney Spears Mossad. I think that's a hell of a theory. Mr. General, I got that. We be clowns doing clown stuff in the circus tax. That's amazing. Darth Manic says G&G inclusivity by exploitivity. Dreadnought Life says clone tax. Mayhem Bear says we are all singing, all dancing, clown idots of the world. Vesk says, what do you drive? A clown car? Anyways, here's the clown tax. Steve says, what do you want me to say? I don't even know what the fuck you're trying to say there. Mitchell says, all this clown talk, but I miss Jeremy. Sweet Potato says, Jeremy needs to put this clown makeup on for FNT. Miniature Von Thing says, Candace Owens was Netflix Britney Spears all along. Steve says, is this ASMR? Big Wig Cthulhu says, Jeremy is a clown boy for shekels. Adam says, this sounds like the crazy anime J-pop action hero. Packet Proton says, the U.S. and Cuba are talking about Cuba becoming a U.S. territory. I like TTs. Mr. E says, Crimea River, it goes back to Russia, Russia, Russia. That ginger chick says, Crimea River to the sea. Heavy D says, she does know how to use dual blades. Drunk Mossad. Steve says, fake blonde as tax. Packy Proton says, Megan Tucker been all taking pages from Candace. Sam Uri says, can't we have unity? The left is ununified. No, the left is unified. No, we can't, because all of these mainstream clowns are fake. They always have been. So Gandalf Sweaty Balrog says, Jeremy secretly loves pork chop sandwiches. I believe that. I really do. Joe says, Jeremy turned 47 during the 47th president who ended a 47-year regime that killed their citizens for 47 days. Coincidence? Mossad agent confirmed. Dragon says, Jeremy is justified and testified. 199, get those tables. Crimea River leftoids. Heavy D says, this morning I woke up to what? You woke up to a can of that there. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. BB and Jeffrey were up to it, obviously. Congratulations. Preon Corrupt says, good Jer is stupid. He's fat. He's gay. He's bald. Clown. Suffer Jer Prime. Waffle Master says that you ain't no clown. You are the entire circus. Minister of Vontek says, note to Hellstorm. Add had that throbbing feeling to the clips. And then glory to the holy Joe Rogan vagina. And with that, I got FNT coming up soon. All right. So I'll see you guys over there. Let me see if I can, is it up? Let's see. So again, don't forget, we do have MegaCon happening very soon. I can't wait for that. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So MegaCon, make sure you, are subscribed to the Main Geeks and Gamers channel, because that's where a lot of the live streams are going to go. That's the Tucker Carlson nicotine pouch company. Oh yeah. I don't give a fuck about, like, I have this crazy idea. If you want to stop smoking, just stop fucking smoking. You know what I mean? Like, just stop. I literally just read it, Pre-Dawn Corpse. Sam says, if the left win, we are done. We can't be divided. Packy Proton says, new video of Netflix Yahoo seems AI generated according to some. All right. So thank you guys so much. Just grow up. Yeah, just grow up. But thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on FNT. Have a good evening. And then I'll see you again for tonight for more streaming here on CobraCast. So another stream will happen tonight. Talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.